Settle.
I tweak around.
Fuck.
There's me. Oh, I'm still tweaking.
I think whatever expired this weekend I did, which was the Shantae's and for PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever expired I got at this point. Does that expire this week?
I don't even remember. I know I ordered it because that's that like 2D one, and I think I ordered it for PS5 and Switch.
There we are.
As soon as I did it, I said, I'm doing the Cesar thing on this one. I'll just buy both versions.
Yeah, it's a horrible habit. Don't do it.
Oh, there's a bunch of Sackboy Big Adventure costumes out there, Brant.
Yeah, I just saw that popping up.
What was I doing? I've seen the Twitch one. I haven't seen anything on YouTube yet.
I see you.
Refresh the page here. Ooh. There we go. No. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, no, I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, hold on.
Mic test.
Yeah.
God, that's bad. Boy. Quit.
All right, yeah. Look at this thing.
Oh, well, don't watch this live. You heard it here first. Technical difficulties, sorry.
Whoever said they were better live was fucking lying.
Yeah, to answer your question, I think I typically at this point I order whatever the PlayStation version is, because I've seen the Switch stuff usually list up on Best Buy, so I just chance it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. So.
This is a summary for life, wins and losses.
But yeah, I think the Shantae's close out today, so those were the ones I ordered. Because I'll love me some Shantae.
Hell yeah.
This limited run farce.
Yep.
Like the Star Wars Jedi collections that haven't shipped to those people for $60 a piece.
Yeah.
Brent, you weren't one of those, were you? Okay.
I wasn't either. I took a chance. I was like, it might come out again later. I'm glad it did. So.
Yeah, those people still don't have them yet. Oh, man.
Well, that's their thing with limited run. I mean, I ordered that Castlevania Collection months ago, and I think it said they plan to ship in October. So it's one of those things you wait and see.
Oh yeah, you got the special edition. It's gonna take forever.
I think I just went with the vanilla, or not even the vanilla. I might have gone collector.
Brant pays him so much he doesn't even know.
Or
Brant's like, I'll just be surprised. Well,
I can't
open the box when it shows up and see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember.
What is this one?
I know.
Pure joy.
I know. I wanted the super fucking fancy one with the like light up wall art that played Bloody Tears or Vampire Killer or something. But it was so damn expensive. I was just like, no, I can't.
Was that one 3 something?
I can't justify it. No, it was.
It wasn't that much.
It wasn't exorbitant, but it was still pretty high. But that's
I think
that's
I gave
one
up
of those things.
Some point on the collector's editions. I was like,
yeah.
You start running out of room at some point, and then somehow I inherited Russell's, like 2 or 3 of Russell's collector's edition box that he didn't want to store, and I'm like, all right, this is adding up quickly here. Big ass boxes. All right, you're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Let your participants know they're being recorded or broadcasted.
No, stop.
Okay, alright, hold on while we have everybody here. Nah, let's just do this afterwards. Remind me to, okay, I have a version of Skype up with NDI source turned on. Remind me right after the show, we don't have to start doing the troubleshooting stuff, but remind me to fire up the other one and turn off the NDI source add-in. Poor favor. That way I can deduce which one is which, because I think this is the one that broke on us, I think. And then I'll pull up the other one. Maybe it's this version of Skype that's broken. We can fix it later.
Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 177 of the NOFODcast. This is your special Sunday morning edition. Extra, read all about it. We have all your news. Brant's put it together. This week, Blood Rain's set to make a return, question mark. Perfect Dark update. THQ 10th anniversary announcements. How long is Battlefield delay? That actually has a question mark at the end of it. And we have your Nintendo Direct announcements. There was a Nintendo Direct last week. We felt it was vital and very important to hear all of our hot takes on last week's Nintendo Direct. So we got together for this extra special Sunday morning special edition. It's only $2.50. You get both the coupons. You get the early Sunday and the late Sunday editions. No sports scores.
Stop all the presses.
What's that?
Stop all the presses.
Thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you next week. We go straight into the closing.
Bye.
Adios. No, thank you for waking up. If you're tuning in, we're still having audio issues with the feed. We're going to try to figure that out. I broke somehow on the most recent Skype update, but if you listen to us on Google Play and iTunes and SoundCloud and all that other shit, all that stream shit's out fine. That's our local recording. We should be good to go. But I am, of course, Richard Bergman, joined this week by Newsmaster Brant McKee. And Cesar Concepcion the second.
Hello.
Thank you guys again. I can't remember who came up with the Sunday morning thing, but it's probably a pretty good idea. Keep us on track. Get us an episode out there.
I think we were all involved in this.
Group effort, group decision.
You may have pitched it.
Yeah, we all had an opening, and the Nintendo Direct, I think, was but that was announced like right after our show last week, wasn't it?
No, it was announced mid this week.
Yeah, it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. It was Tuesday or something like that because we had it gave us like 2 days to prepare or something like that.
And we don't want to let that news sit, and then we'll probably end up talking about that more or less the majority of this episode, and then that way that frees up this next week's for our normal, regularly scheduled broadcast. We wanted to get some
whatever bullshit happens on Monday or Tuesday.
There might be some bullshit. You never know. There hasn't been anything crazy in a while, so there might be something go off early this week. Speaking of returns from the past, according to Komatsu, we're getting Blood Rain revamped and Blood Rain 2 revamped, announced for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Those are coming out this fall. This comes from Sao Romano. Publisher Ziggurat Interactive has announced Blood Rain revamped and Blood Rain 2 revamped. They both have the same subtitle.
Yeah.
I thought I read that wrong. Welcome to NOFODcast revamped. For PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch, both titles will launch digitally this fall. Limited print physical editions are also due out for PS4 and Switch via limited run games. Asterisk.
And then later on in Amazon for the price of $30.
For half the price later at Best Buy and Amazon.
Well, both of them on one disc.
I don't know. We're all about physical media and preservation, but the limited run discourse is kind of taking a turn. There's been some odd dealings there, and what is the overall thing? Maybe if they were more upfront, like we are not the sole physical distributors of this.
They're always upfront because they said they always do the deal for whatever that print run is, and after that, the rights revert back to
whoever.
Whoever owns IP, so you're going to get into issues like this where you're going to get screwed. Because I mean, look at that. You can order Grandia now from PlayAsia.
Or you take a gamble. It's just everything's a gamble. Yeah. So if you want to guarantee it.
You can get No More Heroes 1 and 2 together on Play Asia
Asia
on
also.
one cart.
So the only thing that can probably stop that is if they start making exclusive contracts, but then you're gonna start screwing other people over.
Are they big enough to start pulling that off? I mean, they're pretty deep into their limited runs, not upstart anymore. You know, they're not just
Yeah, I guess they could. So I just don't know if they would, because you know they're big on preservation as well. So.
And they added people, hobbyists and professionals for this type of stuff, like the Jeremy Parishes of the world.
But I guess they could if their sales start to drop. I don't see why not.
Right.
You know, there's just a lot of people that complain on Twitter. That's all it is. But they're still making money, so people just buy it. So.
I have little to no experience with the Blood Rain series. Where do you guys stand on these games? I remember a friend of mine enjoying them, but it wasn't like he wasn't trying to get me to buy all of them.
I had some. I don't think I ever owned them, but it was one of those things where somebody I knew had them, and I'd go over to his house and play it on PlayStation 2 a little bit, and we'd pass the controller back and forth, and it's fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad to see the series making its return.
A movie too, when they're in the like
I don't think most people talk about that.
Like
series.
early 2000s.
That was
but it's in that era of
was
like Max Payne and all those bad video game movies.
Yeah.
No, that was a U-Bowl production.
Geez, say no more.
Everything he touched was garbage, so you should know how that turned out.
Blood Rain revamped and Blood Rain 2 revamped or enhanced editions of the original games for console players. The third-person horror action series Blood Rain introduced gamers to Rain, a brutal half-vampire femme fatale traveling the world to foil Nazi plans, battle supernatural threats, and uncover more about her vampiric heritage. Updated features of the revamped editions. I can't do revamped. Support for higher display resolutions up to 4K or 3840 by 2160, upscaled cinematic videos, improvements to lighting at the engine level, plus fully reprocessed lighting data, engine improvements to support uncompressed original textures, that's good, improvements to effects such as reflections, water, fog, and shadows, and all sorts of voice and localized text for English, French, Italian, Japanese, Russian, and Spanish, and the same for Blood Rain 2 with voice, audio in English and Russian specifically. Who's doing this? Who did they say? Just Ziggurat Interactive. Do we know who's working on these?
Not really.
Or publishing? Well, yeah. Hey, people like Blood Rain.
I don't know. These just seem to be a port of the Steam ones that came out that were the remasters. I could fire up my versions and find out. I don't know. I think this is... I don't know.
Trying to see as well. I don't know, this thread on Komatsu, people are excited about this series and want to see more of it, so there's an audience. Next up, an update on... This seems out of order. Nope. An update on Perfect Dark. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I guess they announced it on Twitter is where I saw it at, but this article comes from Salamano and Komatsu. Square Enix subsidiary Crystal Dynamics will work on the December 2020 announced Perfect Dark game for series consoles and PC alongside the initiative. So they're bringing in... we already knew this game was third person, right? Didn't they say that? Or that was a rumor?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Was that actually established? Like, we've just seen teaser stuff. We haven't seen any gameplay. I think it was rumored that it was third person. Anyways, I love that Tomb Raider trilogy. Those games are really, really good. And I think Crystal Dynamics need the win. I know Cesar enjoyed the Avengers, but commercially, I don't think it was the massive success they thought it was.
No.
Yeah,
I was
but
about to say in the announcement, it's funny that they didn't say that. Just we're partnering with Crystal Dynamics, the world-class team behind character-driven games such as Tomb Raider.
That is pretty on the point. Still early in development, they do note that, but they are both teams are excited to be working together.
And people forget that the guy who starts the initiative was the game director at Crystal Dynamics. He used to run it, so.
That's a good pairing then.
Mm-hmm.
Release date for Perfect Dark is yet to be announced. Komatsu notes. Who wants to take this THQ Nordic show? I don't remember. I guess this was just, I followed this on Twitter more or less.
I didn't watch any of
I
this.
didn't watch it.
That's right, there were like 5 games. I think Mario said there's 5 games. I'm just going to retweet the news about the 5 games.
Yeah. It's from Matt Kim from IGN. They announced Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. Probably the better of the subtitles of this generation. And
Reprobed, remastered, revamped.
This was leaked early from PlayStation. I think a couple days prior, maybe a week before. Developers are all calling Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed a full remake, building the entire game back from scratch, though the title will retain the old voiceovers. And this is from the same developer who did the other remaster, which was
that one was well received. I've yet to play it, but I bought that one.
I don't know what is coming on, because I think they said it was PS5 and Series consoles, but somebody found in the box art that was also coming to the original Xbox. But there's no confirmation for PS4. But I would imagine it probably ended up on Switch like it did. The first one did. I don't know how that one played out. You played that one, Brent? Was it tie-in?
No, I hadn't played that one.
I heard it was tie-in, so I'll hold off. So
was that a cloud version one, or did that get a native cart?
It's native.
Did it get a physical release, or was it a download only?
It was physical, I believe.
Like how we have a third option now. Can you buy a physical card? Was it download only, or was it a cloud, or are you really just having a temporary license and have to have internet to play it?
Next up was Outcast 2, A New Beginning. It's the 1999 cult open world action adventure game Outcast from developer Appeals getting a sequel. Space Marine Cutter Slade, the greatest name of all time. Jesus, it's like 90s action film naming to its peak right there. Cutter Slade will star in a brand new adventure for the first time after 2 decades. I guess he was just chilling wherever he was at.
I've never heard of Outcast.
Feels like I got it somewhere.
On PC? Did it ever make it to consoles?
I don't know. I'll look it up in a minute. Or you can look it up while I go through this here. Outcast was one of the first true open world games in the modern era, and its sense of scale and exploration was ahead of anything else in its time. Outcast 2 will once again put players in a massive alien open world for them to explore. It's going to help retain the feeling of the original. Outcast 2 includes 10 members from the original development team. It's being developed exclusively for PS5, Series X, and PC, so this is current gen only. Jagged Alliance 3. I played a lot of Jagged Alliance back in the day. This one's a true sequel to the tactical RPG series, since Jagged Alliance 2 in 1999. They're just bringing back the hits. Developed by the Surviving Mars team. I think Surviving Mars ended up on current gen consoles, or last gen consoles, so...
All right, here.
I don't know how that plays like.
Here's our final update on Outcast. Outcast with C, not the Atlanta rap group with the K.
Not the Moms of Baghdad band, right?
In 2014, Outcast was remastered as Outcast 1.1. And in 2017, a remake titled Outcast Second Contact was released for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One.
That might be the one I have for PS4. I know I had something Outcast.
I'm looking at one screenshot, and it doesn't look bad. Like, I have never heard of this, and kind of want to check it out and see what it looks like.
It was one of those weird ones that I think GameStop clearance for like $10 new, and I just bought it, and I don't know if I'll ever play it. We'll find out one day. I still copy Anthem thanks to Richard, so.
Anthem Next. You have your copy. You're just waiting for the green light for Anthem Next.
I'm waiting for the server to go down. Expedition in Rome is a tactical turn-based RPG set in the ancient Rome Republic in the time of Julius Caesar. Alright, players play a young Roman legion commander who must win victories on the battlefield, as one should do, I guess, if you're...
Or if you're on the battlefield, you should
work up the ranks. Yeah, you're just not sitting here like, I'm going to lose this one, I guess. Work up the ranks to command the Roman armies against the barbarian hordes. It's always the barbarians. This, I guess, it's top-down, similar to, I guess, Age of Empires is what it looks like to me. But they're promising that small decisions will have major impact on the story, I guess, like civilization style, so.
It does look good. I like that isometric view.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that, too. I'm always a sucker for buying those, like, at full price for whatever reason. I think there was another isometric RPG coming out in December. I was like, oh, I ended up throwing in the pre-order cart. Whether it stays there or not, I don't know. I
Isometric.
like those things for whatever reason.
Thank you.
Ooh, thank you. MX versus ATV Legends. This is that long-standing series. I guess it's being developed by Rainbow. That's their off-road series. It's coming out to pretty much everything.
Rainbow
I believe. I think it was coming last gen and current. Rainbow made those games for what, PS2 for
So
Sony.
they've been around for a long time.
And because then Sony had those ATV ones, and they just kind of Sony's like, we're not doing this anymore, and they just kept making it for THQ.
ATV Off-Road Fury,
I
all
think
that series. It was on like PSP, and it was a pack-in for PS2 for a long time for like the online, the network adapter and stuff.
They went the way of sports games for all
The first parties.
first-party teams. Yeah, it's spun off to some third-party people who want to keep making it. Game I never heard of, Superpower 3. Electioneer your way to political victory in the next game in the Superpower series. And never played the first two. Become the head of state and develop your country's global standing while fighting political battles on your home turf. This might be the one I want. I can finally get Mega Coda and just the Carolinas. That
the
is
screenshot
possible.
of the video announcement
That's
trailer
why
is just a mushroom cloud from a nuclear.
I just want Mega Coda, man. I just want Mega Coda, and that's all I want. I just want to combine the Codas. Yeah, unite the Codas, unite the Carolinas. If it has that, day one for me.
We spent some time in the Carolinas. They're not very divided. You would still try to unite them.
Yes.
That's true north and south.
It's strictly in Superpower 3. There's like people having nuclear war in that game. I'm trying to unite the Codas. I'm like, oh, first things first. I got to get the Codas together. I don't have time to do this nuclear war stuff. Elix 2. 2017's Elix was an ambitious sci-fi RPG that was released at the height of Europe's RPG gold rush.
Says who?
All right, while the
we have Western RPGs, we have JRPGs, and you guys remember in 2017 when we were playing all those ERPGs? We were tearing them up during the gold rush. What the fuck is that?
They were all like Dark Souls clones, right? Weren't they? I had to say what the fuck after I read that sentence. I didn't even read that before. I was like, what the fuck?
I remember that Elix game because it had interesting box art, but
I bought that as well because it looked neat.
The height of Europe's RPG Gold Rush. Whoever wrote this, that's gold.
I need to give them kudos. They have a coffee account. I'll send them some coffee or something like that. But the sequel's looking to build upon the first game, hopefully fix some of the core mechanical issues along with Elix 2. All they had was a cinematic trailer.
That's like all the RPGs at that time.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to whenever this game comes out to usher the second era of the Europe's RPG
Has it been
Gold
long
Rush.
enough since the first one? Have the developers have time to learn their lessons and
This could be the bringer of Gold Rushing for the newest era. So we never know. So
no pressure. Elix 2.
And finally, yeah, no pressure at all. Got to bring that Gold Rush. All right. And finally, they ended up on SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake. This is a brand new game. I guess that remake that we got last year did pretty well. So they're going for gold this time. No gameplay footage was revealed, but the trailer for Cosmic Shake was like the greatest hits of some of SpongeBob's best moments of the show. Of course, that thing's like meme worthy. He's like everywhere. Set to his famous Sweet Victory performance from the Bubble Bowl. I guess I'm just gonna have to go back and watch these episodes so I can figure out what the hell is going on in this game. So, yeah. I don't know what that means either. I don't know what Sweet Victory. I don't know what a Bubble Bowl is.
You guys enjoyed that last SpongeBob remaster, right?
Oh my gosh, it's great. And from what I hear, that this is supposed to be another like 3D platformer within that same vein. So I'll probably buy it and see.
Just go around and get underwears, right? That's the majority of the gameplay.
Pretty much.
The last one was a remaster, right? What is this one?
This is brand new.
It's brand new.
Same people? Do we know?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let's go with that.
So the quality
and
there.
It wasn't in this article, but I remember them saying that they've got like 48 other games in production under that THQ umbrella.
Sure. That's back to the old THQ of old.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the pictograph game where we draw on a dead pad. I got mine still. I'm ready to hook that bitch back up.
I was actually given one by a friend of the show, Derek. Like, you guys should stream this one day and show yourselves doing that. What was that? It was THQ.
That was when that weird time when they were like slowly dying, and they were like, all right, well,
They brought in the Naughty Dog co-founder, right? Yeah.
mm-hmm. They're like, we're just gonna like reach everywhere, do like whatever that was big on the time with Wii and all that stuff on there, like gotcha games and like with peripherals and Darksiders, and they just went all over the place. And they never found, never hit the ground.
I knew them. They had the Star Wars, or part of the Star Wars license when I was in games retail. They made a bunch of crappy Star Wars games, or published a bunch of crappy Star Wars games, and they were like a Nicktoon studio, so all the Nicktoon battles and SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents for Game Boy, those were the THQ. You saw that logo in there, like, all right, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that they're the Embracer Group and they have tons of stuff.
They're embracing everything.
They're embracing everything. Yeah.
Get ready to embrace this Battlefield 2042 delay by an early month, says
There you go.
They were quiet for a while. Like, there's been no beta, anything like that. So people kind of figured this was coming up. But Battlefield 2042, DC's upcoming entry in the Battlefield series, has been delayed by nearly a month. The original release date was October 22nd. It will now be November 19th. So right around... That is before Thanksgiving, right? So Battlefield as usual.
That's literally like that's what you can do before Thanksgiving. I don't know if you can go any further.
You're hitting
at that point. That's literally the Friday before. They're like, how close can we get to this and not fuck up? And they're like, November 19th, let's go.
It'll be out there on Black Friday, but probably a full price, not the slight discount that it usually carries.
Yeah. And of course, this is due to the ongoing pandemic. And they, their official statement, given the scale and scope of the game, we had hoped our team would be back in our studios together as we move toward launch. With the ongoing conditions not allowing that to happen safely, with all the hard work teams are doing from home, we feel it is important to take extra time to deliver on the vision of Battlefield 2042 for our players. So, as we normally say, delay it however long you need to, just to put that polish on
service game,
Nobody wants a broken game.
Did that sound familiar to you, Richard? For the players.
For the players. PS5.
For the players. Is it?
I'm more excited about this Battlefield than the next Halo, I know.
I look like the football in that Madden game. I'm trying to catch myself on the screen.
Yeah, I just had to shrink you back down. You went crazy. No, I'm really excited about this Battlefield. I like what they have shown off early, even though we haven't had any beta footage or anything, or beta announcements, or early access or anything. Everyone excuse Brant's butt in the background, or say hi to Brant's butt. Say bye to Brant's butt.
Hi, Brant's butt.
Brant is hunting something. I can't wait to see what he's come up with. Was there any other news on different Battlefield?
It's like you said. I think they still plan to do a beta at some point, right? It was supposed to be the end of September, right?
Updates on the open beta will be coming later this month. So I'm hoping that this kind of takes down the barrier of the usual, you have to pre-order this, or you need to do this. I hope they just kind of open that up like they've been doing with the Halo Infinite playtest. Like, just go ahead and download it and stress test whatever you can with whatever we have, whether you're on Xbox One or Series X or PS4 or whatever. I hope or PC. I hope that's just kind of opened up and people can push it and try to give it hell.
And don't forget, we're 10 days away from Back 4 Blood.
That beta did not go over very well from what I had seen. Did anybody try it?
I imagine most people are going to play it on Game Pass anyways, but I'm excited about playing it. So.
We'll give it a shot on Game Pass. Brant, did you go retrieve something? We were hoping you were pulling something off the shelves.
Yeah, I was pulling something real quick off the shelf just to look.
Let's go.
It's not THQ.
Sega Genesis Collection. Let's go.
How did you know, Cesar?
I saw bits of the covers and
you saw bits of the cover.
Memory.
Are you bringing that up for games play later on?
We're bringing that. I'm bringing that up
Okay,
for our
let's
next
go.
story. We'll see in just a second how the Sega Genesis Collection for Switch plays into our Nintendo Direct news.
Dun, 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 dun. Go ahead, your animal correspondent, Brant. You got this one.
So
was it Animal Crossing
this
Direct?
article, like I said, not
It's
yet.
coming.
Oh, it's
Not
coming for
yet.
you, Brant.
It's coming for
you.
me. It's gonna just destroy me.
You got to talk about the Starbucks they had in the freaking museum.
So
Let's
Brian,
go.
when we do the Animal Crossing episode, I'll do the Skype call, and then when you answer, it'll just be 2 empty seats, and you'll know that you have to carry the whole episode. It's just you're monologuing the whole episode.
Oh, so this article is a little out of order, so I'm starting toward the bottom. And I think some of these were from some of the sizzle reel, because there was like a sizzle reel right toward the end of the show. And this has stuff like Pac-Man, or the arcade archives with Pac-Man, what's that?
Xevious.
Xevious. Yeah, say it with like
And-
corn. Like
and more. Let's see, Rune Factory 5.
I've never played Rune Factory.
Wait, you said Maroon 5? What happened?
I've never played Rune Factory.
Oh yes, they're all in the 3D, the DS, and then the 3DS, and then we got the Switch one for the Rune Factory 4. But
Like
all they
Harvest
are
Moon?
is
Yeah.
Harvest Moon with
Gotcha.
dungeon crawling stuff. That's it. You go into like dungeons and you find monsters. It's like a mix of Harvest Moon with crops and act like an action RPG type stuff. It's like it gives it for. It was made for people who needed a little bit more than just farming for crops. It gives more variety.
So let's see. These are turn-based combat, branching narrative paths with the Shadowrun trilogy,
Shadowrun.
which is coming to Switch 2022. Disney Magical World 2.
Yes, I'm super excited about this one. I can't fucking wait.
This is the one where they show like you make a little character and you can go to different worlds and have experiences with all these different Disney characters, and I just kept saying like Kingdom Hearts, and, like
But
the
they
names
got
all
away
the
from
time.
Disney at some
I
point in
have
Kingdom
a
Hearts,
suit.
right? I'm sorry, they got away from Final Fantasy. That was the
Yeah.
I have a sealed copy in 3DS. I'm waiting to open this one up on my Switch. I'm super excited
How
about this one, gentlemen.
kid friendly is this? My kids are big into their 2DSs at the moment.
That looks super.
They will love it.
kid-friendly.
Yeah, it's like an Animal Crossing with Miitopia mixed with the Disney
Text
stuff. So
We're still getting there. We're still
No,
getting there on the
no,
text
no.
part.
I would think 6 and older, you're good on that game.
So big question, real quick. How do y'all feel about DLC trailers in your big announcements?
I love me some DLC trailers that amount to nothing at all for
That's
me.
fine.
See, that's where I get my old man just yelling at things thing. It's like, it's just DLC. Don't show me this. Put it out in a trailer. But it's probably not the right
I'm
opinion
gonna
to
give them a
have.
pass
But
because I always think back to how DLC has usually been rolled out in the past, and Nintendo has tended to be good with it. Like I always think back to Mario Kart
Yeah.
8 when we were starving on Wii U. Like we got this massive 2-pack thing, and that's kind of what I go back to. I shouldn't lean on a 10-year-old game at this point, but what's the
No,
the
keep
DLC
giving it hell,
you were
man. Keep giving it
referring to,
hell.
Brand?
the first DLC that was now announced, at least from this article in here, is there's more coming to Hyrule's Age of Calamity, which I believe includes more story bits. Plus, there's more
Yeah, all that
characters.
stuff with the champions in it.
Yeah. And then let's see. This goes into Disco Elysium. The final cut actually arrives in October.
I still want to play this.
And was this the one that's getting a physical?
I think it was further down the road. But it's got physical on.
Yeah, I think it's getting a physical,
yeah,
but
it's already out
later.
on like PS4 and Xbox. But I think it's getting a native PS5 physical copy. So that's where you can correct us if we're wrong.
Mhm.
I'm gonna apologize because I got a notification from Amazon what we were talking about.
Disco Elysium, PS5 native.
You're good.
Disco Elysium. Yeah, my apologies, gentlemen. Yeah, it was some kind of deal they had with Sony that came out first on PS4 and PS5, like I said. There's a ridiculously priced PS5 version, which is $250 on Fangamer. The physical PS4 one with the free upgrade is regularly priced at $40 for whatever reason. And they announced that the Switch one was getting a physical edition for the same $250 price from Fangamer as well, and the collector's edition. There's no standard one announced for it yet, so.
Okay, that's fun. Moving on. This was one of the games of the show for me. I think SSR2.
Was it Mario Kart 8?
It's close. It's not even a new Sonic Racing Transform game. What is it, Cesar?
No, it's
Brent?
It's the Chocobo Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was the. Oof. I'm still looking at my physical copy.
Mike called it Final Fantasy Kart. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, everybody was excited about when they saw Steiner in there. I just saw that picture all over Twitter.
Yeah.
Steiner's back, baby.
I just love the fact will allow up to 64 player to complete for the ultimate victory
awesome.
or to compete for the ultimate. Yeah, it's
a mag of kart racing. Let's go.
It looks pretty crazy. Plus they have that magic progression as well that people are used to from the Final Fantasy. So Fire-Ga, and so your attacks just get stronger and stronger, and it's yet another card game that's saturating the market. This looks actually.
And we're gonna get some great Final Fantasy music mixes, and the Chocobo charm was there, and some of the chibi-looking characters. And it looked like a competent kart racer too, which is always the thing. Like, you can put the fan service part in there, but is it actually going to be a fun game? And this looks solid. Chocobo GP.
Yeah, Bourbon, check your comments.
I cannot. I do not have anything up. I'm sure someone's telling me I sound like garbage.
Okay.
Oh.
No, negative.
Is it someone requesting we buy followers?
Requesting to further elaborate something, but
what do we need to talk about?
Continue, Brent.
GP?
No, it's a big paragraph, so you might want to read it.
Oh my lord.
Excuse us for not having the chat up. This is what we get for recording at 11 o'clock.
Damn it, my mouse is gone. Where did it go?
I even downloaded that.
Lost it in your
I
screens.
downloaded that extension, and it's taking its time.
All right, so yeah, Brand, what was it?
I'll go up into the next one, Deltarune Chapter 2, which was released about a week ago to Mac and PC. Is making has made its way onto Switch, because they announced it at the Direct, and it was going to be on the eShop that day, a little bit later that day. This is another free chapter, because they had Chapter 1 released already on the Switch, and it was free as well, and they say that upcoming chapters will probably be paid, but hey, Toby Fox is freaking amazing. If you haven't played either of these chapters, like I said, they're free. You've got nothing tied up in them. Then
you
go
until first, so to enjoy it and get the full enjoyment though.
No, not really. I mean, story wise and anything, there's nothing that you can't get from either. But definitely, if you haven't played Undertale,
give it a go.
It's worth the
It's on sale right now too, right?
Worth the play. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Brant said. I think he said after he's going to charge for 3, 4, and 5 in a bundle. I think he said it's going to be more than what they charge for Undertale, which like 20 digital. So it's probably going to be like 29 and 39 for the final 3 chapters.
I don't care.
Fine, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll give it to him. The man. Yeah, because his games are freaking awesome.
Yeah, he said, he made those free. He's like, hey, whatever you thought you were going to pay for this game, he's like, just spend it on another indie developer game. So
sorry, I have nothing in the chat. I've tried 2 different avenues. I'm sorry. Would you like to read it for us?
He's going to have to get there. While he's going on through that, Mario Golf is another one that got yet another free update.
Now, when they said it, right?
And it was available now, which included, I think, a couple new courses. It had Koopa Troopa and Ninja added to the game as well.
Who's Ninja? I saw the character and I was like, what is this?
I don't know who the heck Ninja
Is it in that deep Mario Golf lore?
Yeah. It's
I
gotta
updated
be.
this, but I haven't played Mario Golf yet since purchasing it, so I don't really know what it's adding.
I've played, I played a little bit of it. It was fine. Dying Light. We got some Dying Light news. Dying Light 2, Stay Human, is coming to Switch via a cloud version. Whereas the original Dying Light is coming actually a physical edition, which will be available October 19th, where Dying Light 2 is available February 2022.
I've played like 10 minutes of Dying Light myself. This was a big one. This next one's a big one.
Yeah, this Yoko's Taro's
Of near fame.
Taro's card. It's the RPG completely based on like a tabletop card style game. Actually releasing October 28th.
There's a demo out now. Voice of Cards, the Isle Dragon Wars.
Oh, that's
The art style and the cards and kind of the way it played out looked interesting.
Yeah.
Renee's watching.
Are we to the Animal
Renee's
Crossing
watching.
part
He
yet?
just said Tails.
Almost. We're getting there.
Brandt's Game of the Year. So
Honestly, I wish they would stop showing stuff for Metroid Dread because I'm just ready to play it. We've got like
2 weeks to
2
go.
weeks, a little less than 2 weeks.
New hardware, let's go. New hardware. Let's
Switch
go.
And I'm so ready to just play this damn game. But they did show off yet another trailer. What was it? Was it like Nintendo.com or was it MetroidDread.com that you could go to? And there was like some extra.
Yeah. It was so weird. Cesar and I were watching it together, right? So we're looking at each other like, this is almost like something from early 2000s. Like, go to our new website, FinalFantasy9.com/playonline.
Read these logs. Yeah.
Play online.
Yeah, what are they doing? They're trying to send you to the website.
Go
What year
to
is this?
Go to the Destiny website and read the lore. That's not in the game.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I mean, because we had that. We had. I don't want to jump ahead, but we had that for Smash Brothers. That something was coming. Animal Crossing was coming. I'd rather just get their own stuff on there and not. It made it quicker for me, and we got a lot more. So that's my personal opinion. I mean, the only DLC that kind of like sat there with was what? Hyrule. I'm jumping around.
Even that had some funny
That was
bits
only-
to it. Like they had the two scientists doing kind of a comedic thing.
It wasn't that long either. It wasn't that long. Yeah, it was pretty quick and to the point. This was a good direct.
Yeah, it was solid through and through.
You know me, I always bitch about directs. Like, it's too long, and they stay on bullshit stuff for too long. I was,
This was rapid fire. All right, Brent, what was next?
I actually just read the comment.
Yeah, okay.
Project Triangle Strategy dropped its project. It's now just Triangle
They really
Strategy.
gonna call that game.
Being
later
released.
on, will just be Triangle.
Yeah, it'll just be Triangle.
Isometric
Triangle
Triangle.
Travel.
Go.
and then right before release, they're just going to change it to Try.
Yeah.
Released March 22nd. So they said they took the feedback from the demos that they've done and things like that. So they're continuing to work and polish this game.
Adjustments to difficulty, improvements to on-screen visuals like the UI, camera controls, the ability to review prior dialogue, and streamline game flow and loading times. They've taken a lot of feedback from that little trial thing they did.
And then they did the same thing with Octopath,
Yeah.
right? Something similar to that. Yeah. So.
And then an NES game just got a random crazy
Super
remaster.
Don't you mean a
SNES.
SNES game? Ah.
SNES.
Brent, what's an S in your
ActRaiser.
mess?
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I hate this podcast.
ActRaiser.
I wanna leave.
Just mute me. You'll be fine. All right.
Got a brand new coat of paint. and it was just
Came out of
dropped
nowhere. Yeah.
immediately. They're just like, hey, look at this game. Also, yeah, play it today. Go get it.
ActRaiser Renaissance.
Yeah, ActRaiser Renaissance, released in 1990 in Japan.
Let's go.
Also,
and just a hint to everybody, I don't like the shit on stuff, but it does not play well on Switch. So you have other avenues to get this game. I would recommend getting
Maybe
those
don't get
other
that one.
avenues. Not yet, at least. Maybe they'll
Wait
patch
till-
it in there. I don't want to be too negative. But
Wait till
just,
October 8th for Switch Pro.
it is very tight hand. I played a little bit of it. It's yeah.
let's see.
I chose poorly. I chose the golden.
You chose.
The Cup of the
Goblet.
Carpenter that was not wood.
Yeah, I did not choose the Cup of the Carpenter, which was any other version of that. So, all right.
And the thing that everybody's been waiting for a couple months now, that the rumors have just been floating around, Castlevania Advanced Collection.
It's a good Fleetwood Mac CD too.
God.
That's perfect.
Sorry. Yes.
Got dropped, and it was announced and dropped immediately. So
We all bought this, right?
you can't ask for much more. This thing,
We did. Yeah.
and it's a perfect collection. I may be talking about
Nice.
it a little later. So
You're gonna be that guy that dies on that hill, and not everybody else who's shit on that game. Like the only good game on here is RSR. Everything else is garbage. I was like, man, people just hate shit all day, man. I was like,
RSR Collection, joined by Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Castlevania Dracula
Dissonance.
X, which I didn't think was not in the rumors.
yeah, that wasn't even
Go
in
ahead.
rumor.
release
Brant, I did see
everything.
on Twitter, and I was telling Cesar about this, but there's a way to go in and get the uncompressed audio. You can turn on uncompressed audio and not have the GBA stuff. What was it, in game settings or something, Cesar? And then like audio, and then you turn on master audio or something, then you won't hear the 1080 type GBA audio. You'll get the
Weird
you'll
chip
get the
tune.
full
Yeah.
you'll get the full mastered stuff. So
Uncompressed. The title version of it.
This was kind of a random announcement, but the original KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, is coming November 11th to Switch, which is a good game. I know is a little dated and a little overshadowed now that there's been a
it's like
remake
1 week
announced.
too late that it's going to be this PS5 reimagining of KOTOR, and then we see this Xbox/PC blocky Western or WRPG Asper port.
Which I imagine is just probably just going to be a port of the phone ones. I'm thinking that's what it looked like. I got a feeling it's going to be like the touchscreen controls. and
I was
all
going to
that.
say, I think I did hear that it's, like a...
It does not look like the
might be
original
one of the-
Xbox
No.
one. Yeah, I think it looks like
Yeah.
the phone port one, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's playable. So
Then we had Shigeru Miyamoto come out and tell us
oh god,
about
that's controversial.
I have
Mario
no takes
show.
on this.
tell us about the Mario movie.
I don't care.
I just kept going. I was pretty excited. At first I wasn't excited, then I just kept getting more and more excited. So they announced the voice cast, which probably the most controversial is why aren't you using the actual voice of Mario for Mario? But it's obvious they want to have nothing but pure star power to drive this movie, and a lot of comedy based on who we've got. Because we have, as the voice of Mario, Chris Pratt, who has been in like everything lately. Joining him is Anya Taylor-Joy playing Peach.
Who's known as the remarkable performance in The Queen's Gambit on Netflix, but I do not see that character as Peach. But hey, we're gonna get like a deadpan.
Yeah.
We'll see. Charlie Day, who I absolutely freaking love, is going to play Luigi. Jack Black will be playing Bowser.
As he does.
And they're also going to have Keegan-Michael Key
As Toad.
who'd they say he was going to be?
No, he's
played?
Toad.
Yeah, somebody had one did a Toad voice for him on Twitter. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, someone did his AA Ron sketch.
Who's AA Ron? Is AA Ron here? It's not AA Ron. It's
Someone did his AA Ron sketch.
Why did you answer AA Ron?
Brant, watch it if you haven't seen it. It's hilarious.
And then also Donkey Kong's going to be in the movie because why not? And he'll be voiced by Seth Rogen.
Sure.
Banana. Like
Sure.
And then they will have the original voice of Mario, Charles Martinet, to voice. They didn't say, but they just said various characters in the movie.
So here's.
But it's very.
Go ahead, Brant. I cut you off.
I was just going to say it's very obvious they're leaning into comedy, and they wanted to bring in people with that like big names.
So do these? We've heard voices of these characters. Mostly they're just sound bits, right? These characters don't normally have speaking lines, and they don't have long, drawn-out dialogue in any of the games, right? So is this an adaptation of the Mario universe? Is Chris Pratt going to have an accent? Like, where do they go with the identification of those characters? Because Nintendo's been they're so cautious and careful with their properties. It just seems odd that you would have this. I mean, that's A-list talent, right? These are top tier voice actors. I mean, not really voice actors, but actors.
Yeah.
And
well, both Charlie Day and Chris Pratt were in the Lego Movie.
Yeah.
So
reunited.
And what's his name was Batman and was really, really good as Batman.
Will Arnett.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe they're just gonna stretch their range. But y'all think Chris Pratt will sound like Martinet? Will he do the Italian accent the whole way through? And that's it.
Probably not. He's gonna do his own take.
Will that be the new Mario? Is that what people think of as Mario because of the movie?
I don't think so.
I think it'll only be theatrical. I doubt until anything happens to Charles Martinet that they will even consider replacing the voice of Mario. He's been Mario for so long, and they've kept him in that role, you know, obviously because of his talent, because of the fact that he does such a good job and brings so much to that character. So I doubt he's just going to be up and replaced.
Yeah. I just Mario to me is Bob Hoskins, and I can't disassociate Bob Hoskins. I don't know if I want that for the next generation.
I mean, he did a great Smee.
He was great at Smee
also,
as well.
He was awesome in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So,
R.I.P. Bob Hoskins. All right, those are all of our hot takes. Time will tell. That's good talent. So, hey, see how this goes.
Yeah, it's what they said around Christmas.
Yeah, holiday 2022 was a good ways off. It was further off than I thought it was going to be.
Should probably get it.
Yeah.
Probably get a trailer around spring, like a teaser, with a full trailer right around summer. So we'll see how it turns out. So hopefully they'll do the two different Marios pointing at each other meme like they did with Spider-Man. If they got Charlie good in there. So
yeah. Next up we have October 29th. Super Mario Superstars is coming out, and we got another look at it.
I forgot that game exists again. I saw that
Woody
whole trailer
Woods.
thing, and I own it, and then I forgot it existed. And they just brought it back up. I was like, great. I'm pissed again.
Woody Woods, Yoshi's Tropical Island, and Horror Island are coming back, and they announced most. Let's see, what was it? There's going to be
a game mode that includes the competitive survival course and the cooperative multiplayer course tag match.
Yeah. And you can do like a survival round with people online or locally. For the mini games, all of the mini games you can play online. You know, this was the stuff that people were hoping they'd add to Super Mario Party for the Switch, but then they just came out with this. But
we've got real quick. We got Mirage Leonardo's 84 in the chat. Mirage, thanks for joining us for the show. Sorry, my audio's messed up. But we'll get to he or she, I'm sorry. They're pointing out the fact that there wasn't a lot of Zelda news. outside of that DLC thing. So we'll bring up their question at the end of all the direct stuff and kind of kick that around and see what you guys think. But Mirage, I didn't want you to think you were not being seen over there in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Brant, back to your regularly scheduled Animal Crossing update.
Yeah, we've got a couple more. So again, this is more announcements in an announcement, which is always weird to me.
Those are the best types.
This is just they announced that there's going to be an Animal Crossing Direct very, very soon.
October sometime.
And they showed they showed a character going up into the museum and seeing the sign for coffee. And I know the coffee thing's like, it's big for some people.
I'm a big fan of coffee. That almost might bring me back to Animal Crossing, just for the coffee.
Come for the island and stay for the coffee, right?
Yeah.
Another announcement in an announcement is at the end of this week, we'll have the final Super Smash Brothers character reveal, and Sakurai Presents. He's going to show off the character. And
that would be a great TV show. I would watch that. Sakurai Presents. And he just presents different things. Yes.
It's just...
Yeah. I'm just presenting this, and then I'll talk about the well-made figures from Xenoblade.
Just a well-modeled feet, apparently.
Feet.
All right, so we'll get into some of the bigger announcements here.
What have we been This was, like Cesar said, this is a heavy direct. There's a lot of stuff.
The real weight of the show.
Well, first, here's another DLC announcement, which it says it's a massive update, is Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion coming for summer 2022. And then, let's see, we got a lot more on Splatoon 3. They showed off some gameplay, update on the Turf War. They showed...
No more Salmon Run, please. They can stop.
It looks like there's all sorts of new mechanics, weapons, and it looks hectic.
Same bizarre art style, and the director with his test subjects and research and all that. The Splatoon verse is deeper than we think it is.
But it's Splatoon 3 Return of the Mammalians.
This checks out.
So, well, no solid release. There's still 2022. So I would expect we'll see more from that pretty soon. And
that
then
weird 3 pose.
Yeah.
Like this.
I love it.
I thought we were doing a fusion dance. I was like, what's happening? So
I'm gonna skip that one and go back up. We had a new Kirby game, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
Awesome.
Was announced.
Some Last of Us, right? It looks like Last of Us.
This is one of my.
It looks.
One of my games of the show too.
This looks like Mario Odyssey,
That's
but it's Kirby.
Mirage Leonardo in the chat said they're excited for the new Kirby game. Definitely reminded me a lot of Mario Odyssey, which isn't a bad thing because I love that game. So.
Yeah, it wasn't. Mario Odyssey was a great game, and this looks like
2/3 of us loved Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Figure out what the 1/3 that.
I didn't hate it. It wasn't special.
Thought it was okay. Thought it was okay.
I can say it's fine. It's a fine game.
It looks like a new and exciting direction for the Kirby game.
We've never had a 3D openish. Has Kirby ever gone 3D platforming like that? 64 was even like a 2.5D pivoting thing, right?
Yeah.
It was still, but I think they added the layer where it kind of twists sometimes. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just, every time I think of Kirby 64, I think of what Sonic Extreme should have been.
Yeah.
That's just
there you go. Good example.
So here's the thing that everybody's been talking about for 2-3 weeks now.
Oh my god, yes.
Nintendo Switch Online is getting its update. We still have to wait for a while. Sometime in October, they said.
October, everything
is direct.
They'll tell us what's actually going on.
Nintendo correspondent for October. You're going to be on the show every week talking about Nintendo stuff.
Every freaking week.
Yeah.
No. But they're adding a premium tier, is I guess what they technically are calling it.
Yeah.
So this will be a new pay scale. We don't know how much, but with that extra money, you will be getting access to Nintendo 64 games and Genesis games, which is kind of odd. I was like, I was really waiting for that Game Boy, Game Boy collection, or something to be in that. But it's Genesis, so I guess Genesis doesn't do what Nintendo doesn't anymore. I mean, like
Genesis does.
We're getting two new controllers for both of them, which is a cool thing. They're $50 a piece.
I was about to say they're kind of overpriced when you can get those 8-bit dough controllers
And then
for
Japan got the
around 30.
controller.
Yeah, Japan's getting the 6-button controller again. They did that with the Genesis Genesis Mini.
We're getting that fat 3-button.
We're getting the 3-button.
I saw somebody on Twitter say Nintendo's showing off their spoils of war, and it was just the Genesis controller with the hand up. look at us, we won. They're holding the Genesis controller. There's some good games in here. Brand, I'll let you do the Genesis part, but the N64 lineup they showed off: Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, which I went crazy for, Mario Kart 64, which is going to have online, which is awesome, Star Fox 64, Sin and Punishment, Dr. Mario 64, Mario Tennis 64, the best Mario Tennis, Winback. Who thought they would be talking about Winback in 2021? Winback's a good game, don't sleep on it, or the sequel. And Yoshi's Story. And they also teased Banjo-Kazooie, that's news in of itself. That's a rare property. Pokemon Snap, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Kirby 64, the aforementioned Crystal Shards, Mario Golf, Paper Mario, and F-Zero X. We brought it back. F-Zero, we finally did it. And your Genesis games, Brent, since you don't have a way to play Genesis games on the Nintendo Switch currently, and you're looking forward to this new subscription tier.
So that gives you Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Streets of Rage 2, Echo the Dolphin, Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hard Corps, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Golden Axe, Gunstar Hero, Musha, Final Fantasy Star 4, Rinstar, Shining Force, Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master, and Strider, which I think a lot of those games, plus a whole lot more. I don't think Strider's on here. I don't believe
Castlevania Bloodlines isn't on that collection. I don't think
Castlevania isn't on here.
Because they got their own arcade releases.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Contra. But, I mean, a lot of the other things, Space Harrier, all the Streets of Rage, 1, 2, 3 are on here. The Sega Genesis Classic Collection. It's
over 50 games, it looks like. Toe Jam and Earl.
Over 50 games. It's got Toe Jam and Earl on there. I mean, it's got some great games. So, I mean, honestly, and I think it should have a lot of the Sonics on here as well.
No one was asking for Genesis. Is this just padding out the service? Is this just something else before we get to other announcements related to that?
Possibly. To me, Genesis was just odd.
It was bizarre
to me.
And all the leaks and predictions had us go in a whole another direction.
So we need to talk about this, because honestly, I think this points in the direction. I think this points in the direction people like us don't necessarily want Nintendo to go. As physical collectors, all three of us, it seems like Nintendo's going to start leaning real heavy more into this subscription base. Which, give me the option. Let me buy these games. I would love just the option, even digitally, to buy these games. But instead, they want you to have that subscription service and get you on there like that. Which, I mean, it even some of the games that they're adding, they aren't like the superior version, like the 3DS versions that we're getting of Majora's Mask. And Ocarina of Time and
Right.
stuff like that. They're still the original 64 versions, but you will be able to play things like Mario Kart and F-Zero with
That's
friends
awesome.
online,
That's
which is pretty
freaking
cool.
awesome.
But again, I really wish they would just do the eShop again. Give us the option
Yeah.
to have these at least
Do
a
the
digital
virtual console
license, some of
sorts.
them. Yeah.
Would you be?
I mean,
Go ahead, Cesar.
I mean, it don't matter to me at this point. They've taken that away from us every time. So at this point, I've been burned. So I'm like, who cares at this point?
That is true because
I used to be on that. I used to be on that boat with you, Brent. I used to be. But I just at this point, it's like every console generation with them is like the Titanic. I'm always sinking with those game purchases at some point. So
Yeah. But still, if you've got your console, if you've got them downloaded on there, they're there. And you can go
versus
back
the
to them.
subscription service.
physical copy.
Physical copies
Physical.
would be nice,
I mean, when we
but they
when we
gave us
eventually get the
they gave us that exploding edition of Mario 64.
the time trial,
It expired.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm on the fence on a lot of that stuff because we're a different use case because we have both between the three of us. I think we have a lot of the actual versions of these games, and we have non-Nintendo, was it alternate storefront versions of these?
Yeah.
And
It's like, maybe I should just stop bitching because I've got a 64 back there and I've got the cartridges and stuff back there, and you can buy EverDrives and
it's not.
play it on
I'm
original
with you, man.
hardware.
I'm with you. I'm fighting the fight with you. I mean, I want other people to play. There's some people who only have one console, so they want to play that
it's for
stuff.
us.
So I like to have the option.
It's for us and it's not for us. And options is what it comes down to. It would be nice to have an alternate. But for people who are all in on Switch, but is this going to, like you're saying, Brent, if we get this subscription now, we're enjoying these games, is that going to carry over to the Switch U when it comes out?
No.
Are you still going to be able to play that same stuff?
And that's the thing is, if you're offline or maybe you live in a rural area and you can't play these if you're not
Right.
online. So
which is crazy because
Does it check? Does it
in
check every
rural
time?
areas it's a lot worse.
You
than
can't
us.
play it. You can't play them offline. It does a check.
yeah, as soon as you
Damn.
pull it up, I think it checks your availability.
Yeah, because somebody, like remember what happened when the Neo came out with, was it the world? What was it? Neo.
World Ends
whatever.
With You.
Yeah, the world ends with you. I always want to say twine, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying really hard not to. Because remember when they sent out those codes early, man? Nintendo deactivated
That's right.
those codes, so people were trying to play that thing on airplane mode. But every time they started that game, it wanted
That's
to
right.
check.
They had the DRM. They had DRM baked into it at some point.
Man, it is what it is. I go to the Nintendo website and they're telling me don't worry about physical copies. Go ahead and pre-order all these games. We announced the Nintendo Direct digitally, and it's automatically downloading on your console. I mean, it's just that's just the way the things is. I just don't trust them on that because they suck them backwards.
We're getting online Mario Kart 64. That's awesome. I think the price point is a key thing too, because I don't mind the $20 a year because that's super inexpensive in my opinion. I know I'm going to get at least that value from it. I'm interested to see if this goes up to 25 or 30 because I don't think you can pull off any more than that. I don't think it's more than a $5 or $10 increase.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, if it is, I'm not buying into it until they've added more games, because the games that they've added, it's nothing I can't turn around and grab off the shelf and
That's too.
play it
Again,
locally.
that's not for us, but I agree with what you're saying because we're still a current consumer. Because those aren't readily
I don't know. It's
available
gonna
to
be
everybody.
it's gonna be pretty rough for Richard when he looks on me and he sees my status and I'm on the F-Zero X online. He's like, I could be racist successor.
He's training without me.
Yeah, I can't let this happen. I'm paying the extra $20 a year. Let's go.
All we have to do is back up our physical copies, pull up an emulator, and
On that note, we're going to go into it on Gameplay, but Cesar and I played F-Zero X on actual copy and illicit storefronts, and there were two different versions. Alternate storefronts, I'm sorry. They were two different versions on there. Go ahead, Cesar.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, I have no.
Well, let's wrap this up with Bayonetta 3 finally. This kind of was an odd trailer at first, with all the military coming up and fighting off this giant thing. I'm like, hopefully this is Bayonetta. This has got to be Bayonetta. And then she shows up. She says, I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm here to give you what you want and more. And
I don't know, man. When I saw that, I told Richard it was very tie-in, man. I was looking at it, I was like, it looks so different. Like it looked like a step back, some of the character design. So I was like,
Looked a little rough, right?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I just finished playing Bayonetta 2 on Switch, and I felt like that looked like a better game. But I don't know the context for the story.
Did it just get reboot? I mean, it's been in development for a while. Did it just maybe undergo?
it was announced like 5 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Did it undergo a reboot at some point, or reimagining, or
Could have been.
Who knows?
yeah?
It's still coming out. They're still shooting for 2022, so they've got some time. We'll see. But I mean, I'm already sold because they showed these just massive monsters fighting and just Bayonetta doing what she does. To me, it looks good. I did see some of the choppiness and like what you were saying, Cesar, some of the character designs and stuff. It's like,
But then,
I was so hyped.
I don't know the context of the story. This is the first time ever all these battles happen in this scale in the modern world. It always seems like they take place in some kind of hidden ancient civilizations.
Yeah.
Like in the first two games. So it's interesting. Especially with the whole world kind of like joining in on the fight too, from what we saw in there. So who knows?
But you guys are still excited. You're not like selling it off, writing it off.
I'm always buying Bayonetta, man.
And for Bayonetta.
I own every copy of Bayonetta on every platform.
So, of course, going into this, because honestly, I don't know. At some point, we need to stream some of these things. I know you guys streamed the E3 Xbox show, but with this, I was pretty unimpressed for the first whole half of the show. I was just like, okay, this is. I don't know if this is technically a good direct quality. And then once we hit with Castlevania Collection and Deltarune, and then we started getting more and more, and then the Splatoon, and then ending on the new Kirby. The new Kirby was kind of early in the show, and I was so far at watching the show more than about halfway through it, I was like, okay, so we're getting a new Kirby, and most everything else is DLC and some of the stuff we've already seen. I'm like, really, this is our direct. But I got back on, and with everything else, and then ending on Bayonetta 3, I thought it was a pretty decent direct. But with most everything, all you have to do is wait for the direct to be over, and everybody comes out and, oh, this wasn't there, and people get really angry about when one specific game that they're expecting to see show up doesn't show up.
That's what Mirage was saying in the chat, is people crying about it and saying that Smash and Zelda are like the best games on Switch, and that's kind of it. And I think the future of the Switch is definitely in good hands. And Mirage also notes that people are upset about the Zelda Game & Watch thing, and they think that we're going to get Game Boy Color ports or remakes of the Oracle series, and that there was no appearance of Breath of the Wild 2. Basically, just like the lack of Zelda stuff is what it seems like. There's a Bayonetta comment too. I don't think Bayonetta 2 ever dropped in price on Switch, so I may just have to go with the Wii U version since it's $20 to $30 on eBay, and I still need to play 2. That's what Mirage said. Yeah, that's the version of it I had. So I was a hardcore Bayonetta fan, so he'll always make sure he has a copy. But I think the ones on Wii U are still competent, right? Those are good ports of the first one and Bayonetta 2.
Yeah.
Yep, go that route, Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I only play bastard versions of Devil May Cry games.
It's all shoots. But what do you guys think about a Zelda Direct? Because we only got the little bit of the Age of Calamity DLC? Do you think we'll get more Breath of the Wild 2 news, or any update on the Game & Watch, or Game Boy Color games? Do you think a more Zelda-centric thing is coming up, or they're going to bypass it?
We've talked about this before. It seems like they've just kind of glazed over the 35th anniversary for Zelda. Hell, they didn't even mention that it's Metroid's 35th. I mean, the Pokemon company is doing stuff with the trading cards for the 25th anniversary, but I mean, outside of
that would
Diamond and
imagine
Pearl,
that online.
Outside of the Diamond,
imagine that online with the Game Boy Color thing.
I know, but the Diamond and Pearl remakes, they just have that and the Switch coming out, but I don't even think they've said, you know, this is to commemorate 25 years of Pokemon or anything. You have all these companies that have pretty, you know, big and memorable and definitely what I would consider staples of Nintendo. Like, when you think of Nintendo, you think of Mario, you think of Zelda, you think of Kirby, you think of Metroid, you think of Pokemon, you know. Kid Icarus is in there.
F-Zero.
Yes. And definitely F-Zero. But a lot of these games are kind of just being pushed back to the back, and, you know, while they exalt Mario, so I mean, at least we're still getting these games. You know, we can hope that, you know, maybe they'll have Oracle of Seasons, or both Oracle games tied in together. Maybe we can get Twilight Princess HD, or even another Wind Waker HD brought up from the Wii U to the Switch. But we don't know. We're not there. I was
making this point too. My dad actually watched part of the direct with us. It was random. Dad doesn't tune in. Dad doesn't tune in a lot for game stuff. His favorite game ever is like Duck Hunt, and he would criticize us for missing the ducks. But anyways, I had to kind of explain, like, we're the worst media as far as preservation goes. Like, it's not, you can find any way possible to watch Casablanca, which came out in 30 sometime. You can watch that on so many different things. You probably already have a player. You can go out and get something that plays on it. You're good to go. Music, if you like the Thriller album from Michael Jackson, you can get it in 3 or 4 different formats at this point, and they're reprinting, you know, they're still reproducing them on those old machines to this day. You can still go out and buy those formats if you don't want to. Let's say Spotify is the newest way to listen to that. You can still buy the CD copy. You can still buy an album copy. You can listen to both of those, and you can't do that with games. We lose when that machine is down, or bypassed. We usually lose access to a lot of the content that was on that. So it was kind of explaining to him, like, this is why some of this old stuff is a big deal that you see on here. Mirage wants a Paper Mario collection with Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door and Super Paper Mario. That's pretty cool.
Who doesn't? Jesus.
Yeah.
Throwing our money at the screen for Paper Mario.
Just about anybody, yeah. That meme with Fry. Shut up and take my money.
No color splash, Mirage? And not feeling some color splash on?
Stuck
it is stuck on the Wii U. We're back to that. We're back to that same discussion.
That and Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yep. We need to do our updated Wii U ports list of stuff that's stuck there.
Somebody's out there checking the feed every day for Nintendo Land to be ported, and they're disappointed.
But what about y'all? I mean, how did y'all feel going into the Direct overall? What was your takeaway from it? Good.
I never know what to expect, and we got 64 games. I'm pretty pleased with that. And
yeah.
I'm always in the situation of my backlog is thousands of games at this point. I have too much to play already. If people stop making games now, it'd be good. I would not want that to happen, but I still have plenty to play. So, but I thought the presentation and flow and everything was pretty good. Star hot take.
Yeah. I thought so as well. I'm glad we didn't spend a lot of time on the Animal Crossing updates. We're just going to do those separately, and
Same thing with Smash. I mean, you were always. I mean, you could announce a Smash game on there, but what was the point? He was always going to have Sakurai out there after the fact, showing off the character and what the movies. I'll just do it all at once.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's probably going to be a shit fest anyways, because I'm sure your favorite fighter is not going to be announced as the final one. So,
and this is it.
It's probably going to be a lot of
turn off the internet the day after the last Sakurai Direct.
Turn off comments, man. Turn off comments. Comments disable. I usually just view stuff without comments because it's trolls. It's just trolls and complainers. It's nothing good or productive in there usually.
Occasional funny bits. Outside of that, it's just whining and crying. Which is why we come on here to whine and cry with each other.
Yeah.
Mirage mentions that he never played Color Splash, but he played Origami King and absolutely enjoyed it. So
Origami King was good.
I know Cesar was on
the ending
the
was
list.
a bit sad, but it was good.
What was that?
Yeah. The ending was a bit sad, but it was good. It was deeper
They also mentioned that Mirage says he or she enjoyed the Direct, and they look forward to Project Triangle. Well, not Project anymore. You got to remember that they dropped the project. It's Triangle Strategy, and they say it's coming out on their birthday.
Birthday in March.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
What is next year looking like? Is it starting to take shape? I know February is packed.
Everything in February, March.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Everything in February or March.
No January, no Resident Evil.
Right at the end of spring. Right at the end of spring. I mean, it's like the end of winter.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's bring this thing home. Related to the Nintendo Direct, I guess. Played some F-Zero. I played multiple forms of F-Zero. Before our brief hiatus, Cesar and I had a F-Zero fest, I guess you could say. We played the N64 versions on both alternate storefront on Wii, which was gave us a weird aspect ratio. I think that was our first, what the hell's going on here? Yeah,
weird intro that cut in and out.
Yeah, so we're playing on my CRT, and there's a border, 2 inches on either side. And in my mind, I'm like, I've played this game before on real hardware. Does it need to do that? Is it trying to push more pixels or something? Because I know it's a technically demanding game. This is F-Zero X, right? And because we'll do GX in a second. And we switched to the native N64 one after that, and that is not the case. And it looks better on the N64, but that's personal preference. Cesar, how would you rank the music of the F-Zeros?
Super Nintendo's top.
N64 is next for me. N64.
Which one?
X.
X is the second one. The GameCube one was pure. I don't know, man. The music wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was disappointed.
We were playing specific.
Outside of just flying off the screen constantly. So
we popped in the GameCube one and we were playing specific tracks to listen to, Mute City and Big Blue, and they weren't there. One of them was Mute City had to build up. It was 30 seconds into that loop where we had to wait for the main theme to kick in. But and that game is so fucking fast. That's the Sega developed one, and it is F-Zero GX is blazingly fast. And we were not good enough. We have to get good, to say the least. The 64 game was solid. I really enjoyed it. But while out and about, I played some of the F-Zero on Nintendo Switch Online, Brant's favorite service that also has physical copies available. And I was trying to clear the first cup, and I did. I came in first place on the first.
We joked about it was unbeatable when you were playing it earlier in the week.
Yeah.
It's unbeatable. There's no way. I don't think I've ever cleared it.
First cup on F-Zero. So we fired it up. We had some downtime. We fired it up. And I came in first on the first 4 races. And I thought there was just 4, like a Mario Kart circuit. And then it starts loading in the 5th one. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And I blew up. I didn't even make it around there.
You didn't even want to use one of your lives. You're like,
yep,
no, I'm done with this. It's unbeatable. He's like, this game's unbeatable.
I forgot about the boost in that first game, because on N64 and GameCube you build up a boost. There's a different way to do it. And on the first F-Zero on Super Nintendo, it's when you go around a lap. So then you get a boost after that. So you can burn 1 per lap. What is the N64 and GameCube one? Is it the 1 lap too? But it had a different boosting system. We just played. We played this a week ago.
I think that's when you were boosting. It was taking off your life.
Yeah.
They added it on there in the Super Nintendo one.
That's
After you made it across a lap, they rewarded you with a boost, but it took off your life on the X and GameCube.
It cost you your power on X and GX when you use the boost.
Added another strategy like where you had to use it at certain points, and then you had to refill your health, and it made it difficult on certain tracks to refill your health. So, because I think when did I come in third place, and I blew up as I came in third place.
So many calls.
I went to hit the wall and exploded in third place. I was like,
oh, those are all good games, and Digital Foundry notes this. I haven't put them through my filters. They're all 60 frames per second. Every game in that series is 60 frames per second, and there's 3 for Game Boy Advance that you can get, even though one's a GBA. Or GBA. One of them is a Japanese exclusive. But I played, like I was saying, I was playing on I keep wanting to say Virtual Consoles, the Nintendo Online version. I blew up on that first one. They throw so much at you on that first cup, that first circuit. They demand so much on that 5th one. It's like combine everything in one time. And the thing about that first F-Zero is there's dummy cars that are flying around that you'll catch up to that are just like in your way. It's like, what the hell is even happening? And they're not even racing; they're just in your way, and half of them only get ready to blow up already, and you just have to avoid them.
This is what the one always about to explode, and he makes it.
I kept laughing at this one car, and he's like blinking because he's about to explode and blow up. So I blew up on the Nintendo Online one. I was like, I think I'm done with this. So I came home and I fired up my Super Nintendo one, my actual one. I was like, all right, let's give this a go. And I was using the 8-bit-do Super Nintendo controller. I love that thing. A wireless controller for Super Nintendo is like, that's where it's at. And so I fired up F-Zero. It's kind of my comfort game. It's up there with Super Mario World. It's like, let me just fire this up and play a little bit if I have a little bit of downtime. And I cleared it. I went all the way to the first place in every race. And I never took more than like half damage on that last. What is that 5th one called? Sand Ocean is the 3rd one. Silence, I think, is the 5th one. And I never took more than half damage on my car all the way through. I'm like, how is this so different? I just had to be on.
I don't believe it. I didn't see it live.
I sent you photographic evidence, and you
showed me doctored photos of
on my CRT. Yep, I actually pulled up someone else's YouTube footage via Roku on composite and paused it.
Yeah, I never got video. All I've got was still shots of you after they were altered on Adobe Photoshop after the fact.
I'll have to re-race and show you my victory. But that game's good as hell. I played a little bit of Halo last night to catch up. We were jonesing for Halo. It's been a couple weeks since I played. We had a couple good rounds. The Halo Infinite beta is up. The stress test, or whatever they're calling it, a test flight, aren't they? It's a Microsoft thing. So that's up this weekend and next weekend. I'm gonna try to get some of that in today. They're opening up different things. Like some of it will be capture the flag, some of it will be bots, some of it is versus, some of it is the academy, like the training area that they're gonna have for it. And I haven't played it, like I said, this go around, but I had fun last time, and the feedback from Halo from Halo fans for this flight has been really positive. People are loving it. There's all kind of wacky stuff you can do, and some cool Easter eggs, and textures look great, and it seems like they're going in the right direction. We got all these missteps, Battlefield's delayed. It's not really a misstep, and Call of Duty's just up in the air. Nobody's really talking about Call of Duty, it seems like. So, could be Halo's time to shine. Halo's coming back, baby.
It's gonna be heavy FPS
as
well.
It is. So. We're gonna talk about Hellblade next week, right? So if you haven't played, or this Wednesday in 3 days, if you haven't played any Hellblade, shame on you. You need to start playing so we can discuss it Wednesday. But we'll.
Yeah, that's not specifically directed to 2/3 of this podcast.
Specifically 1/3 that I know of, maybe 2/3.
It's probably 2/3, yeah. There's only 1/3 that I'm pretty confident is probably already beaten it by now, but we'll go into that later. So. We're roll for roll here. 300% of the podcast.
I played.
We're doing
some.
so well.
Okay. We'll stop.
Great job, everybody. Game Club is off to a fantastic start. September 26th. Here we go.
I mean, September was a heavy month. There's a whole bunch of shit that came out.
Yeah. It is what it is. We discuss it, we move on, we pick another one. We're going to be doing this forever. So we have swings and misses. I figured this out the first time, too. But those are my games played. So however you want to go.
You pretty much said everything that we played wise. I'll let you go back into the Mario Kart games we played because that would probably make more sense for you. But outside of that, I've played literally 5 minutes of Norman Reedus Simulator, and you caught me on that. So outside of
crying because you had to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. All I can talk about is that game looks even better on PS5. And I've gotten to the point where the haptic feedback is pretty nice. You knew that all those little Kojima touches you have on there, so I could feel the motorcycle and all that stuff on just the cinematic part. So, like I said, I haven't played much of it. I just literally just fired it up to see what it looked like. So,
how's the haptic feedback when you're taking a whiz?
I haven't gotten that
in the game.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I literally, like any other Kojima game, I have not got past the cinematic part of the game where I've actually got control of the character yet.
That one has a long intro. I remember that.
I was going to say, you'll be waiting like, what, 4 hours?
It's not Metal Gear Solid 4 bad.
You got to finish that first movie.
Yeah, I've only beat Metal Gear Solid 4 once. I never feel the need to go back to it. So I just call myself a nerd.
It's good. I want to get that director's
Richard, it's like the volleyball. I'm gonna hit it back to you to talk about Mario Kart.
Oh, we had a Mario Kart outbreak on our. I guess outbreak's the worst term, but we actually played 2 versions. We played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe amongst friends and children, and we played Mario Kart 7. In a moving vehicle with 4. We had 4 different models. Now we had a new 2DS. What is that? New 2DS XL. We had a new 3DS, the small one, not the big one. And
keep hearing new.
So yours is the new 3DS XL, the big one.
Mine is the XL Metroid Samus Return Edition.
And we played a good bit of Balloon Battle. And some Grand Prix and some verses. We were playing with my kids specifically. They're not very good, of course. This is one of their first games that they've really taken off with outside of platformers and such. But
communications error simulator.
Cesar was winning around, and all of a sudden there was a communication error. So hey, maybe they are learning. Maybe they do have the finer points of Mario Kart. As one individual.
It brought me back to my childhood. That's all I know. I was like, this seems familiar.
Someone's losing and accidentally bumps the controller port or the cartridge and makes it free. Yeah, but we had a good time in there. They're taking off with it, even though they're not competitive yet. They're enjoying the bits of Mario Kart, shooting shells and dropping the fake bombs and banana peels and who squidded me is a term that I kept hearing yesterday quite frequently. So it's been fun. We haven't really dove into something like that that's multiplayer outside of them playing Toe Jam and Earl and Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt and things like that. So it's been fun, and it was fun having Cesar. Cesar, thank you for playing along and being roped into the Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sessions.
I think the only part where I probably bitched at was the little tiny 8-inch screen I got for my controller on Mario Kart 8 on that tiny controller, and I'm like, and then the taunting at me, I'm like, you're in last place. I'm like, I came back to this big ass TV, and I'm like, holy shit! I was like, I thought this TV was too big at this point. I was like, I'm so used to that 8-inch screen on the 30. I got the 8 inches of the 32-inch TV.
We didn't know what kind of TV we're gonna have. The place we stayed at had a 32-inch TV, so it split the 4 players, and we're sitting a good ways back. It was hard to tell what was going on.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like when I came back, I was like, man, maybe this TV is too big. I'm sitting here trying to watch anime with subtitles. I'm like, I have to like look all over the place. I'm not used to looking that way anymore, so I'm like, oh god.
That's great. Yeah, I almost forgot about those. Thanks for touching back on that point, Cesar. That was good. We had a lot of Mario Kart. Mario Kart is always a crowd pleaser, and it was fun to dip back into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I haven't touched that in a couple of years, and that still holds up.
I'll give you. I don't really play battle mode that much. So this is probably the most I played battle mode in the last 10 years, probably.
It was fun, right?
I've got to see all the. Yeah, everything but Honeybee Hive. So
that was a garbage map on 3DS. Honeybee Hive.
And somebody kept choosing Rainbow Road. I was like, somebody knew how to just sit there and like, oh god, this again. Please don't choose Rainbow Road again. Don't choose Honeybee Hive. Honeybee Hive was me because I kept just trying to piss you off. I was like, Honeybee Hive.
The gist of the Mario Kart experience is that Cesar taught my kids how to be trolls at Mario Kart, basically.
That's what I'm here for. Wait until we start playing Double Dragon.
No, I'll never let you play Double Dragon with anybody. All right, Brant, bring us home, sir. As soon as you hydrate your lungs.
I haven't been able to play too much this week, or within this past week or so, because I've been focusing a little bit on some Halloween projects, getting stuff ready for Halloween. This being our first Halloween in this house. I want to be the Halloween house, you know. So we're doing some stuff for that. But I did play a little bit more of Genshin Impact on PS5. I think I almost played through like the first introductory bit. And it's not a bad game. I could see how somebody could get into that game and just keep coming back to it. I just don't know if it's going to be something that's going to get me to stay, because it does seem a little grindy. I know you played a little bit of it, Cesar.
I try to just get to the point to get Alloy, and then it's like you had to do a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, nah, you did more than I did. I was like, I'm not doing this. I jump back out again.
It seems like you got to grind a bit, and it just I don't got the time. I don't. Yeah. But I could see how people really would like that game. It's not bad. It's not a bad experience. And it looks nice. But yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna keep that on my PS5 and come back to it and play it a lot. So I did get Castlevania Collection and started playing Circle of the Moon. This collection, like we were talking about earlier, I didn't know about the uncompressed audio. That just makes it even better. They've got a full gallery of everything and anything. Character art, all the box arts from the English and the Japanese releases, the game manuals, scans for all the game manuals are in there. You can go back from different region to region, and it plays so good. The M2 did a beautiful job with this game.
He's pleased. Brand is happy.
It's so good, and you guys know that Castlevania is my shit. I mean, Castlevania is.
No, you don't like Castlevania, do you?
First I ever heard of it, yeah.
So
Metroidvania is not your shit. That's bullshit.
Talking to the guy that actually fucked around.
Yeah, dude. It's a legend.
You're the only person I've met in real life that beat Hollow Knight. I've seen many people play Hollow Knight. I've never met anybody who's beaten Hollow Knight.
So good. But yeah, I'll probably be on that for a while. Like I said, me and my son we're sitting in here. He's on his Switch Lite, and I'm playing on the TV, and he's playing Harmony of Dissidence. And like I said, I was in Circle of the Moon, and he's just like, oh my gosh, look at this enemy, and I'm laughing at a different enemy. And did you
buy 2 copies? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think you figured out something that I'm about to encounter, and I need some help with. Okay, I got you.
No, unfortunately. Other than that, the main thing we've been playing because of the ease of play now is Pokemon Unite again. Jumping. I jumped a full cannonball back into Pokemon Unite because it became available on mobile this past Wednesday. And I guess it was because I'm an early adopter and pre-ordered and all that stuff and have been playing. But there was a bunch of extra stuff that they just like gave me right off the rip, including these items that let me like fully upgrade battle items. Because I've told y'all about the 3 slots, and you can put certain battle items that help you, give you more HP, make it easier to score, and all that stuff. And upgrading them is basically how it's pay to win. It starts off level 1 and it goes to level 30.
Level up your materia.
And and it, the more you level it up, the more stuff it takes to level it up. more currency. So, but now I've got, you know, certain items that are all leveled up to level 30, and I can definitely tell a difference. I go in there and I'm big and beefy, and I can just survive even at like a sliver of HP, and I'm just like, this is stupid, you know, this should not be a thing. But we're having fun with it, and honestly, the mobile build of the game seems to be a little bit more stable. I don't know if this is something they went in specifically designing for mobile, or if it is something that just because Tencent mostly does mobile games, they could put a little bit more
expertise
into it.
Getting them out of those mobile APIs.
Because there are times on the Switch it slows down, or certain things, like when you're sitting at the screen waiting to get into a match, and you can see all the characters. You can click on a character, and it'll go from the Pokemon they picked to who's like the avatar for the person. And on Switch, you can click it, and it'll take. Sometimes it takes a while, if it even does it, to flip that card and show you in between. Where on the phone, I can tap all of them with my finger at once, and it's just boop, 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 boop. It does it instantaneously. So, and then, you know, other times there's weird frame dips and stuff. And unless you've got an unstable connection on your phone, I haven't encountered anything like that on the mobile build.
Well, your phone,
so,
your
and they've added
in the Switch at this point, right?
Yeah, now.
Excuse me.
But they added some more battle items. They added some more like challenges and things like that to do. So it's fun. We're still having fun with it, and that's I've definitely stayed on it a bit more than I thought I would.
You came back
at this point, because I was starting to fall off a bit there, and then now I'm back onto it. And then the very last thing is, Richard, you tell me whenever you're going to be on Halo, because I got into the test flight as well. I played 2 or 3 multiplayer 4v4 matches.
Yes.
I'm digging it.
Let's go, Brett.
There's a little bit that it's kind of Call of Duty-esque, that, you know, being able to run and slide. And there was something else that I was like, that's a little, you know, like Call of Duty style.
They
but
make you,
for the most part,
you feel that.
Got
but
that.
If you watch somebody sprint and you're just walking behind them, the pace is not what you would think it would be.
Oh yeah, it's different.
You're very close to each other. Man, I'm glad you like it.
It's but yeah, for the most part, it's got those like the Halo bones. It's got that spirit to it. It's pretty good.
The Halo bones.
I think Halo Bones. That's the episode title right there. Halo Bones. I'm kind of torn on the weapons. The way some of the weapons feel, and the zooming, because I'm so used to the being able to zoom in like a specific way with the pistol and this, that, and the other, and they just don't zoom in the way I'm used to. And there's
still a Halo for you, Brant. Let me tell you all about it.
Yeah. The best thing to do seems to just be to like run up and spray a person and continuously spray melee. Just seems to be the easiest way to kill somebody.
You've done mainly like the 4v4, the deathmatch, or have you done any of the objective ones?
No, it's only been 4v4
when you
deathmatch. But yeah, so please tell me when you get on.
I will. I'm gonna do it later today.
Because it's from 1 to what is it, like 1 to 5, and then like 8 to 12. I want to say on our time zone.
Count me in pencil me in for like 4 to 5, and then maybe we can try the early part of that last one.
Yeah, because I think it's like 10 to 2 or something.
10 to 2
Pacific time. So
just like my Mario Kart racing wheel.
So it's I think we're 3 hour difference. So
we see you also struggle with time zones. You're gonna fit in here. You're gonna fit in well here, Brant.
Yep.
So we're I'm looking forward to more Halo. I can't wait till that comes out in December. So, and yeah, Richard, definitely hit me up because I'd love to have somebody else to play with.
If y'all want to play with us, hit us up in the chat. Guess what? We'll add
Yeah.
gamer tags and all that and start doing that stuff.
Come
Since
join
we have a
us.
community now. We had this Mirage Leonardo 84. Thanks for joining us. You added a lot to the chat and the conversation here about the Direct especially. So we appreciate the contribution and tuning in. You guys have anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Thank you.
Of course. Our favorite Metal Slug correspondent, Cesar. What do you have to add, Cesar?
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See ya.